Hi again, it's Sharon with Soups and So On. Isn't this a beautiful sight? I like smoothies and I love to make them, but I hate to waste fruit. And before I would buy fruit to make my smoothies and it would go bad before I could use it all. So I hit up on this idea and it's worked out so well for me, I thought I would share it with you. And you might like to do it too. This took a while, took about 45 minutes. I cleaned the strawberries and took the stems off. This is mango. Peel that. Mangoes are kind of hard to deal with sometimes. This is mango. I've got kiwi. I don't know if you can see the mango. Got mango. Got blueberries here. This is some pears. Apple. Spinach. I'm going to set the spinach back here for just a second. This is $8 well spent. I get these canning jars. I have a bunch of them anyway, but you can go get these at Walmart for probably $8 for all of these. And I just start loading these jars up. And it works out so well. I put these in the freezer and grab one in the morning and let it sit on my counter for 5 or 10 minutes, and then it's unfrozen. It'll slide out of the jar into my Vitamix. Do it any way you want. You may want to mix the flavors. You may feel like using strawberries and bananas or mangoes and blueberries. Any way you want to do it is fine. Sometimes I just go down the line and just put a little bit of everything all in one jar. But I'll just start out, say with the apples, and I'll just put some in the jars. Just any way you want to do it. It doesn't matter. It does take a few minutes, extra minutes to chop it up, but it is so worth it when you get it done. There's the apples gone. I'll put some blueberries in. You get the idea. Just keep going. Oops, one went on the floor. Better get that before I step on it. There you go. We got mango. My hands are clean, I promise you. I washed them. That's a lot of mango. I better go a little bit light on those because I might have to freeze that for a later use. Strawberries, next. Any of this fruit you don't like, don't use it. Use whatever you like. This is all up to you. Here's some apples. No, this is pears. Already did the apples. This is pears. But this is so neat because there must be a dozen jars here. So I've got smoothies for a couple of weeks. I know 2 weeks is 14, but I don't have it every single morning. These are so great to grab if you're, in a hurry in the morning and you're going somewhere. I already did mango. So next is the banana. And I'm gonna grab a little tool out here. You ever seen these little things from Pampered Chef? I love them. I think you can get them other places. And I love cooking hamburger meat with it. But I also like them right here. In this case, I can put those down in that jar and just smash them down so I have more room. And what's neat about this, you can put protein powder. You can sneak whatever you want in here. Sometimes I put flax, protein powders. I have a magnesium powder that's good, and I put a little bit of that in there. And I end with, I'm always using the word a blob. I end with a blob of honey. Sometimes the fruit is not too sweet, and I use that. Guess what I use in the mornings when I make these? I use kefir. And if you don't know about kefir, that's probably for another day. But kefir is a fantastic antibiotic. Probiotic. Not paying attention to what I'm saying because I'm too busy loading these jars up. Got bananas in most of them. I like bananas. I like the texture it gives me. Now, spinach. Yep, I'm gonna put a few leaves of spinach in there. You can get a lot in the, I think these are a little 12-ounce jar. But by the time you maybe put a little bit of protein powder in that, just kind of slides down in the cracks. It doesn't take up any room. I keep forgetting to look up at you guys. I'm here. But this is a really neat little way to get your smoothies in and not waste your fruit. I hate to go buy a bunch of great, beautiful organic fruit and then, you know, 2 days later, it's gone. It's very unappetizing and not usable. So I've got these pretty much loaded up and ready to go. I take them outside and put them in my freezer and just pull one out in the morning. You should try this. It's really nice. And I've got the honey right there on the top. Oops, I didn't wipe that one down too good. I'll wipe it in a minute. I take a walk every morning. I leave my house at 6 o'clock now. I have to wait at 6 because it's still dark outside. So I live in a rural area. For those of you who don't know, I live in Arizona. And I live in a rural area, and a field where I walk, there's beekeepers that have their bees there. So, I mean, I steer clear of the bees, I'll tell you that. I go quite a ways from them. But one morning, the beekeepers came and were making their way over to where the bees were. They were gonna work in the bees. So I stopped them and talked to them, and I wanted to know what label they sell their honey under. And they didn't. They were just getting started. They were from, I think they had moved here from Czechoslovakia, somewhere like that. So they let me buy honey from them. I get it a gallon at a time, and it is really good honey. This one, I don't have a lid, and that's fantastic because I'm gonna have this for supper. Here is the kefir that I make, and I'm gonna make one. Here we go. Didn't want to film with that thing on, it's so loud. there is my smoothie made with my kefir and all my fruits. Pretty good stuff. I'll see you next time. It's Sharon's with soup and so on. Soups and so on.